So we were a very different case than maybe standard American proposals because we were at a stage in our relationship where we basically decided that we wanted to marry each other.
Yeah.
We had our wedding date decided,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we wanted to have our moment and our proposal. And it was definitely a surprise for Shivani.
Yeah,
So-
because I was lied to about so many things and misled, I guess maybe is a better word.
Let's start with proposal basics, what it entails.
Okay.
And I'll share my journey about the timeline as well and how
Yeah.
it went.
And the family involvement and like all those things that you had to manage at the same time with knowing what my expectations were and all that. So I'm just curious, yeah.
Well, you need to find out what are the types of rings that you like. So I did something that I definitely don't enjoy a lot, which is
Shopping.
So I took Shivani out for shopping and we both went to the mall.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, there was a jewelry store right in front of us. So we decided the hypothetical cute discussion about what kind of rings do you like? What are the different necklaces that you like?
Yeah. You were just very smart because you said that we were just gonna go shopping for like a stroll, and at that point we already, like you said, like we knew we were gonna get engaged and married, and I knew a proposal was coming. But you were smart because you didn't just play it off as rings. You were like jewelry, like earrings, necklaces, and for some reason I don't think it even occurred to me that you were taking me to this place for rings or to like know what type of rings I want, like the size and what fits my hand.
Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
it was definitely a fun experience. So that helped me understand what are the types of patterns that Shivani liked. And then began my self-research. So to all the men, buying diamonds is not easy. You need to understand terminology like cut, clarity, carats, what all of these things mean. Diamonds come in different shapes as well.
And sizes.
And sizes.
Yeah.
So I started analyzing what do all of these things mean. Very interestingly, it was also about the color of the diamonds. So some of them are much more transparent than others. And while I was researching that, I decided to get creative and design my own ring.
Yeah.
So I went through various websites, did a lot of research. I had sneakily taken photos of Shivani in the store to see what her attention was going to.
And another thing is not just the diamonds, right? You also noticed that I liked gold and all those kinds of things. So you made sure that it wasn't like platinum or silver. It was gold and diamonds because I wanted it. I just remember like telling you at some point I wanted as many carats as possible and as sparkly as possible. And I thought in my head like 5 carat just because it sounds cool to say I have a 5 carat. But I remember when we tried on different sizes, how that looked against my hand because my hand's small and it looked ridiculous.
So instead, to make it sparkly, in addition to her main diamond, we decided to get about 50 other diamonds on her ring so that it would sparkle a lot. Well, when I got the ring, then the next thought was planning, and I thought, well, it should be easy, right? Like I go and pop a ring. Well, not really. There's a lot to think about. For example, location, what to do, but also what state you're in. So I decided to call her friend McKinley, who's known her for a long time, and I asked her what are the things that Shivani would really care about. And one of the things that she mentioned was that Shivani would really care about having this moment recorded in a very high quality manner. And then her nails. Then I got...
Would you have thought about the nails by yourself?
I genuinely wouldn't have.
No. Yeah.
I think the nails didn't occur to me. The recording.
I'm so glad it did because I'm such a nail biter. And imagine like this ring with like the kind of nails that I normally have. That would be a disaster. I would need to Photoshop fake nails.
Well, they're pretty cute.
Yeah. They don't exist. No, but anyways, okay.
And then I decided to go to the next level, and I asked her sister. Well, often enough, we all think about asking parents for permission, but it's equally important to consult the siblings. So I spoke to her sister, definitely asked her about the proposal, got her ideas.
Okay.
She had a lot of cool ideas about things that you like. For example, the music that Shivani enjoys. And
she gave you like a playlist, right, of my Spotify or something. She has access to that.
Exactly.
And the top 10 or whatever.
Yeah. So after consulting the sister, it was time to ask permission from the parents.
Even though the dates had already been set.
Even though our marriage had been decided and we had dates for that.
Well, also another thing is technically, like for a lot of Americans, right, the engagement is the proposal. But for us, we had like an American proposal, and then we had like our own cultural engagement and wedding. So our proposal day was different than our engagement day, which was different than our wedding day.
Or I would say that the engagement day from an American perspective is different from an engagement day.
Yeah, so we had like two engagements basically. Like an American one and an Indian one. Which I like.
So I wanted to ask the parents for permission. So luckily my parents were visiting from India and her parents were already in Atlanta. And we all had a get together. And I
remember where you're going.
I sneakily showed them all the ring.
While I was upstairs showering.
Yeah. And they all got to touch it before Shivani did. But the parents gave me their blessings. They were very kind. They also shared additional tidbits about Shivani, her taste in cinemas, how she's grown up with watching really like all the Bollywood movies. And then we were in planning mode. So after that happened, I had to get Shivani out for some reason. And I had to ensure that she was prepped up. So I told her that I had a corporate trip and I wanted her to get ready. And we were going to fly to different places. And we also had an event in Rocky Mountains for which she should be prepared. So I asked her to be ready in a dress and get some change of clothes with her, and told her this is going to be a really fancy party that we attended and we're going to fly out. So Shivani, how did you feel while you were getting ready for the flight?
I mean, I was convinced. I think I knew that the whole corporate party thing was a lie, because again, I knew at that point that a proposal was gonna happen at some point because we had discussed it and I wanted like the whole American proposal, and we only had so long before we had to fly to India for the wedding and stuff. So I think I knew that the whole corporate party idea was fake, but I really was convinced that we were gonna go to the Rocky Mountains. Because I love stuff like that, right? Like I love the greenery, the nature, I love like destinations, I love traveling, I love hiking. It never occurred to me that you would be lying about that. I don't know, I just didn't think twice about it.
So, as Shivani was getting ready for her flight, she was running late and I came to her apartment to pick her up and told her that I've ordered an Uber. She was very concerned about how long we were keeping the Uber waiting downstairs.
Yeah. Because it was like 20 minutes and I was concerned, like, oh my god, are they gonna charge us how much? I don't know how much they charge, like hundreds of dollars. In my mind, it was just going out the window. But okay.
So after Shivani packed up and we both went downstairs, what was the kind of Uber that you saw?
Yeah. I remember because I came down and I genuinely didn't think that was our car, because it was a limo. It was like this black decked out limo. There was like the chauffeur, like the driver, who was wearing like a whole suit and everything. I for a few seconds didn't think that was our Uber, because I was like, what is an Uber? I didn't even know that Uber had like a fancy option until you came down, I remember, and you were like, this is our Uber. And I still thought that was our Uber, and I was convinced about that. I was like, okay, I guess you just booked a limo Uber to take me to the airport to go to the Rockies.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think Uber has a limo service yet, so it was not an Uber. It was a specialty limo that I had booked a couple of weeks in advance. And
yeah, but now hearing this, I can't believe there were just so many obvious things that were just like, whoosh.
So the limo planning was an exciting experience too. I contacted multiple limo providers. For anyone who is working on a proposal, it's just important to know that when it comes to limos, you have two types. One is owners who own the limos, and second is middlemen. Luckily, I found an owner who owned the limo and could lease it out. And because of that, I had the ability to send them a lot of decorative stuff, a lot of snacks that Shivani really likes.
Pre-planned already in there. I remember that was, yeah.
We had some of her favorite drinks, and we also had
sushi.
We also had her favorite sushi, and they were kind enough to arrange Shivani's favorite cake, the Black Forest.
And Cheetos. I remember that now. So much is coming back now, thinking about it.
We also had special lighting. The car was already ready with the music that she really likes. And we then started for the airport. And somehow
we kept driving, first of all, for like 3.5 hours. I'm like, I was like, I knew it wasn't the Tucson airport, and then I figured Phoenix airport, which takes an hour and a half, 2 hours max. But we kept driving for like 3.5 hours.
Well, it was probably.
And eventually, then I was like, oh, we're not going to the Rocky Mountains or the airport. And I knew it was Sedona because the signs were saying Sedona.
And we ended up in Sedona!
Yeah.
Wow.
My first time in Sedona, and I think yours too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we never went to Sedona, but that was great.
I'd researched multiple options, the Grand Canyon, Sedona, even the Rocky Mountains. But Sedona just won because of the natural beauty that the place has, the colors. I couldn't imagine another moment which we would eternalize.
Yeah.
At that point, we initially took a stop, did a photo shoot just for fun, and then we went to a tour guide who was going to take us up the Cathedral Rock.
Cathedral Rock, yeah. And I had heard about the Cathedral Rock by like some patients and like friends and stuff like that. Like they would talk about go to Sedona and all those kinds of things, because I would tell them I like hiking and outdoors. So they said, go to Sedona, it's very beautiful, a lot of challenging hikes. Cathedral Rock was one of the places that they mentioned, but I just never looked it up. Like I had no idea what that hike entailed until we actually did it, and that tour guide took us all the way to the top.
So the tour guide was actually a photographer and videographer in disguise.
Yeah. And I just want to mention here, okay, I'm in full glam. My hair is done, my nails are done. I am like wearing glittery eyeshadow, eyeliner, foundation, everything's done. But I did change into like a shirt and shorts for the hike.
That's
and
why
I
we
had
changed
to
the
carry
clothes.
like my change of clothes, like my actual like dress up all the way on that hike.
Yes. So luckily we did hike up. The hike was definitely a medium difficulty hike.
Yeah, it was a little challenging.
And
we did not bring enough water.
We did not bring enough water, which is why the first thing that we did was we had some juice that we were going to crack open on the top. but we
We drank
cracked
the
open the
juice like
sparkling
water.
juice and just drank it like water even
Yeah.
before the proposal. And then on top of Cathedral Rock, our photographer was nice enough to set up a tent for Shivani, and she got changed up
Yes.
and got
Yes,
ready for
very
the
nice.
moment. Now, how did you feel as we got closer to the moment?
I first was taken aback by just the view and the vastness of it, and I don't think it hit me that it was happening. Like I knew what was coming, but I also did not. I think I was just in the moment. I was enjoying it. I knew what was coming, but I was not freaking out in any way, sort of shape or form, right? Like me being me, I was concerned about, is my face oily and greasy from the hike? Like, is my lipstick on? Is it like worn off from drinking so much water and all those kinds of things? I remember thinking to myself that I just need to be very present in that moment, because I knew that that moment would not happen again. And I knew that if I ever in the future closed my eyes, like I wanted to remember where I was standing, how the sun was setting, how the sky looked like, what the view was, you, the photographer. I just wanted to basically memorize everything that was happening there at that moment and be very present in it.
It was a perfect sunset view.
Yeah.
I haven't seen better colors.
Yeah.
And then with a lot of photos, we went to the edge of Cathedral Rock.
Yeah.
And I proposed to Shivani,
Yeah.
and she said,
Yes! Well, you also have to remember that entire thing, right? When you went down on one knee and then you like opened the box and it was upside down or something. And then I think remember you did like this and then you went like this and you're like, oops.
Yeah, that was a fun instance. And
Yeah.
definitely showed the fun side of a relationship in addition
Yeah.
to the romantic side. But then, after the proposal, when we got out, I played a song for Shivani.
Yes. Sagar Shivani Ki Kahani, like the song that just became so classic, and it was played at so many of our like engagement, wedding functions, even like receptions and stuff like that. We have danced to it. We have just basically like immortalized it basically at this point.
So that was a song that I wrote based on my feelings for Shivani.
Yeah.
It took me weeks to really write that song.
Yeah.
And then I had the pleasure of collaborating with a freelancer to really add the music in,
Yeah.
have the vocals in, and make it really a production quality song.
Yeah.
And that was the first time Shivani heard it. We danced it, we kept hearing it again and again.
Yeah.
But the evening was not over. Next, I had taken recordings from her best friend, my family, her family, and then she got to see what they all had to say on the top of Cathedral Rock.
Yeah. That was very special. I was not expecting. There was a lot of things I was not expecting, but I don't know. I just never have been the type of girl to like imagine my proposal or like my ring or this or that. So I think I was just so overwhelmed in that moment that new things kept happening and it just kept going on and on and on. And like unique things, right? Like I knew going down on one knee was like a thing. I knew like a ring, to expect a ring was like a thing. I knew it would be sparkly. I knew it would be very nice. But the inscription in the ring, that I was not expecting. The song I was not expecting. The view I was not expecting. The dancing I was not expecting. The small videos that you had taken of the families and stuff like that to show me that I was not expecting. I think I was just so overwhelmed that you would plan so much stuff, like for me. it was just, I don't know. I just didn't think that would happen for some reason.
So the inscription that was
Yeah.
on Shivani's ring was grow, nurture, love.
Love.
The 3 words that our relationship still stands by.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was a blast planning all of this. After that, we had a wild hike down Cathedral.
Yeah, in the dark. Yeah, I remember that.
Cathedral Rock. Our photographer and his assistant were really
Amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
They helped us with some of the most beautiful content we could get.
Yeah.
And of course, the limo driver, he was one of the
Very
sweetest
nice.
people.
Very nice.
He arranged for the cake that Shivani really
Yeah.
liked. In the meantime, we had the cake to cut right as soon as we got down.
Yeah.
And then in the ride back,
We went to sleep. He was sleeping on that side, I was sleeping on the side. We were exhausted, and then we woke up and we were somehow back in Tucson already, and our limo driver was waking us up. But what a day! What like a great day! What a perfect day! I feel like I can actually, if I try and close my eyes, I can put myself right back as though it had just happened. Like I truly can.
And I think one last thing that I want to add is just the emotions. I feel like the surge of emotions that I felt in that moment are one of the highest in my entire life.
Yeah.
When I was looking at her, I just knew that she was my partner for life. She was my go-to. She had my back forever, and that we were going to hold hands, and really destiny was supporting us.
Yeah.
And I think it was miraculous. I sometimes go back and watch the words that I said.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of it had such deep meaning. And back then, just us now being married, living happily right now.
Yeah. 2 years later, almost. Yeah.
I think that's the dream that we saw back then, and I'm so happy that it all happened the way it happened.
Me too. But that does bring me back to just being curious about what did I miss the first time, right? Like what kinds of things have you planned and stuff. So maybe for next episode we can talk about like what you planned for the first time, because I know you've told me, like I said, like it was very, very different, but me just being like the nosy, curious person and a greedy person, I want to know what I missed out on.
And I'll tell you what you all missed out on. So before we go, here are some bloopers. 1, Shivani pestered everyone, me, her family, my sister, to keep telling her what the ring looked like. She had a gut feeling that the proposal was going to happen, and she would emotionally blackmail me in so many ways. Show me the ring box. Can I just touch the box for a minute? I can close my eyes and open it again. And I think that was one of the strongest things I had to do, just to keep saying no, so that she would have the pleasure of seeing it when the moment happened. The second blooper was on that day we had planned a helicopter ride.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I was so mad.
And the helicopter just
almost crashed and burned. Like,
it
to me, it felt like it crashed and burned.
their engine didn't work.
No, they took a person or whatever up, and then they brought them down, and then between having different people go up, they have to do engine checks. So of course, like the engine check fails right after these people get to come down and we get to go up, and there's no other helicopter or anything.
So we had a special inner show planned for Shivani that unfortunately didn't work out. So to everyone who's planning a proposal, things aren't perfect, there can be bloopers, but as long as you love each other, the moment is there forever.
That is true. And now we have so many good videos and photos and stuff like that to look back on.
Yes.
And I like it. I love
So
it.
with that,
Oh,
we'll see you soon on Sagar Shivani Ki Kahani.